Breaking news. Suspected illegal dredging in South China Sea. Calgary shopping malls adopting safety measures. Canadian airline passengers are entitled to vouchers with our news anchors, Nikki and Carlos, reporting live at TalaLuvzRadio Worldwide.
Thank you for asking.
The fourth estate.
How are things going there?
My name is Nicky Good, good. Today it's very warm. I heard you have some rain showers on your way there.
I'm fine. How about you? Yes, it's looking pretty crappy. I'll say that right now. How are things going there?
Well, good. You know, everyone's very upbeat now with the government announcing rain showers on a lot of changes, right? And let's start our show with some COVID-19 updates for Canada.
Yes, let's do so. Let's do it.
So currently, Canada has 613 cases, total cases in Canada. And out of that 74,613, 6,515 is from Alberta. So that's a big number for Alberta, eh?
Indeed.
And in Quebec, currently they have 21,922, while Ontario has 41,420. So what can you say about this, Carlos?
Well, just like our weather right now, we know the winter is not done yet. You know, so just like what they said, usually it's after May long, then we get to enjoy the spring. So with that being said, even though that the Canada or Alberta has lifted the stage one for reopening our structure here, that's how do you say it? It's not over yet, and hopefully that's even with the store openings and whatnot, that people will still keep practicing their social distancing.
So are we on track to flattening the curve? You believe?
A little bit of help, I think, from amongst everybody. I think we can do it, right? Let's be optimistic, people. I mean, here we are, stage one in Alberta. That's it's coming along. So hopefully we can continue on with it, right?
So for the benefit of our viewers, as my partner Carlos mentioned, Thursday was the start of the economy, right? The relaunch of the economy of Alberta, specifically Edmonton, and there's some delays in areas in southern Alberta, which is Calgary and Brooks, because of the higher number of cases. But this came about only a few days ago, and I know a lot of owners were not very happy with what happened, because they were caught by surprise by the government, especially a lot of restaurants. Is that correct, Carl? A few days ago, and a lot of because of this, tonight we're very lucky to have a guest with us, and our special guest for the night would be the NDP MLA for Edmonton City Center, and he is also the health critic of the NDP. It's MLA David Shepard. And Carlos, tonight we can definitely discuss what this relaunch is all about, what the opposition thinks about the current relaunch, and how is this going to affect us moving forward.
Yes, definitely, and I really appreciate this person coming along with us here, just to kind of get a little bit of feedback from in a way inside, right? So hopefully we can bring him along now, and let's chat with them for a little bit.
Yes, and so for the benefit of our viewers, Carlos, what has opened up so far?
I can't I can't hear you, sir, Nikki.
Oh, sorry. So for the benefit of our viewers, let's tell them what has opened so far in the province. So I know retail stores have been started, right?
Oh
Hair
yes,
salons have
yes,
been
yes,
started.
yes. Yeah, so unfortunately, I'm sure Albertans know this. It's unlike it's for us. It's it didn't work out quite well. Calgary is still not open. Everything that was supposed to open due to some outbreaks that we have um, getting from some of
Experience, yeah.
the faculties or some facilities that started the outbreaks, right? So there was three of them. One in the Northeast, where it's a flyer force, I think it is. They're a distributing company, and also another one is a recycling
Facility.
department up in the Southeast, and also another thing is, and I think I think that's the whole reason of us. How do you call it now?
Pushing back
Pushing back a little bit to be a
the
little bit
relaunch
more in the safe
of
side.
Calgary and
So
Brooks, right? Facility. So what happened to the restaurants who have ordered?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That is unlikely. Once again, unfortunately, a lot of these guys prepared for the opening that was supposed to happen on the 14th, and from what I heard, a lot of people was buying in their inventory, right, to again to make sure that they can have their inventory or their supplies
And
for the opening. And but unfortunately, now they're, I'm going to use the term, crying, because it's pushed back for another 10 days, and these unfortunate foods are gonna go perish.
yes, that's quite unfortunate. I don't know why the government did backtrack a little bit on their relaunch strategy, and they didn't think carefully before they even put out some information to the public. What's very very hard for businesses right now is that they've been struggling because of what happened with COVID-19. A lot of them are really in shock because this is an unprecedented thing that's happening globally, and it's not just provincially, but it's globally, and it's very very hard for a restaurant business to adjust to the current times.
Got it. And I think we're gonna bring along our guest for today, but we're just gonna go on a quick commercial.
Yes.
See you in 2 minutes.
See you in 2 minutes.
Alrighty.
And it's very Okay, the fourth estate is back with Honorable Edmonton City Center MLA and NDP health critic, David Shepard. David, good evening.
Good evening. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, it's our pleasure to have you tonight, and thank you for gracing our show. And David, with this relaunch of the Alberta economy,
Yes.
and this is the first step towards a lot of stages that the Alberta government wants to do. Did you receive any feedback from your constituents, right, and other businesses as to how it's going so far?
Yes. I haven't had a chance to connect with a lot of businesses that have chosen to open up so far. I've talked with a couple folks that have sort of been operating, doing takeout and stuff like that during the pandemic and during the closure, and they're not opening fully yet. I know when I've talked to them over the last couple of days, they were planning to sort of stay with that and sort of ease their way back into things. But I can tell you, myself and my colleagues have been talking with a lot of folks in the days coming up to the relaunch, and what we were largely hearing from folks is that they were concerned. They didn't feel they were getting enough information from the government. It really felt, in many respects, from my perspective and from theirs, announcement, they announced the date and then started working backwards from there. So rather than having a plan, having it thought out, having the instructions and guidelines and supports for businesses ready to go, he just simply announced that, well, we're going to reopen on May 14th. And then we saw, it almost seemed a lot of and supports for businesses in place.
And David, I know there's a lot of disappointed restaurant owners in Calgary. I know a lot of them have bought supplies and food and to get ready for this relaunch. And unfortunately now, because of what has happened, the government has backtracked on certain issues because Calgary has a higher number of infection rate.
Mm-hmm.
And now they're worried about the inventory, right? The food inventory that they have stocked right now for this relaunch. What can you say about that?
Well, I think, these Calgary businesses, they have every right to be frustrated, disappointed, and frankly, angry with Jason Kenney and the UCP government on this. Again, to announce a date and then simply say that without considering the fact and recognizing the realities that indeed we have to continue to monitor the numbers. We have to continue to make sure that we are protecting things. As you say, it put these businesses in a very bad position. And indeed, we know that Jason Kenney knew after his cabinet meeting on Wednesday night that they were not going, he knew 18 hours before he let businesses know. He knew his cabinet had decided that Calgary and Brooks would not be able to reopen. And he sat on that information until the following afternoon and left these businesses hanging. And frankly, that decision to delay reopening in Calgary, that comes in as a heavy cost to these businesses, a real disappointment to those individuals. It's unfortunate that this government does not communicate well or clearly with Albertans, with businesses, set clear expectations and showing the kind of leadership I think Albertans need. So these folks, what we believe is that, really for these businesses that have lost money, that find themselves in the hole from having bought these things, they should be reimbursed by the government.
Yeah, and basically, from what I heard also, that's basically what they're looking for. And hopefully there's some sort of reimbursement that would happen. And again, it's an unfortunate thing. Yes, true enough. I think that there's that bit of a time that it could have been prevented. But true enough, I think with the amount of the outbreaks that's been happening, and I think it was safe to do so to prolong the relaunch and whatnot. So.
Yeah, absolutely. The health considerations do need to come first, and I certainly appreciate and very much respect the work of Dr. Dina Henshaw, our Chief Medical Officer of Health, and her leadership in ensuring that we're protecting Albertans. But yeah, with that, then it's the responsibility of the government to be careful about the kind of commitments it makes and sort of recognize the challenges that are there and try to support businesses and others in the reopening process.
True enough. Sir Nicky, do you have one more question for Sir David over here?
Sure, definitely. David, I know in the United States right now, or Disneyland particularly, moving forward, and the state of Colorado and the state of California, these guys are looking at other measures apart from social distancing. And when I say different measures to mitigate, or to I call it a risk management factor, that is looking at temperature screening. And I know a lot of countries have done temperature screening. In Canada itself, I am not sure, particularly Alberta, are we trying to put forward some measures that would put temperature screening as one of those guidelines? Because based on my research with an infectious physician out of Boston Medical Center, they say that majority of the COVID-19 cases, they have fever. And that's one of those parameters that you look at and say, okay, this person has fever and could possibly be a COVID-19 carrier, and shouldn't be allowed in public places or in bars and restaurants.
So I know I've spoke with individual business owners who are looking to go that route. So whether they're folks in retail, whether in personal services, restaurants, others who are looking at that as an option to help protect themselves, their staff, and indeed their other clientele. At present, I don't believe there's any provincial regulations or requirements, recommendations of that sort from the Chief Medical Officer of Health. I think they don't want to put that burden on businesses who may not be able to access the technology, or indeed maybe just be in a financial position right now with the costs that they're having to incur to not be able to afford that. That's another thing that we had we are pushing for as a caucus, that government would provide support to businesses to be able to acquire some of the gear they need, whether it's personal protective equipment, plexiglass barriers, or indeed for those that feel that it's important for them, things like temperature sensors or those sorts of things where they could use. So I think it's an important tool in the toolbox amongst many of the other things, the public masking, which is being recommended by the Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Hinshaw. These are all steps that we can be putting in place to help contain and mitigate the spread.
And for our viewers, worldwide viewers, David, what can you impart to them as the NDP health critic? What should be done? How should we move forward to stage 1, stage 2, stage 3? What is in your mindset right now? How do you picture the whole 3 stages of the relaunch?
Absolutely. So, I mean, again, our caucus, the Alberta NDP, we support the reopening. We recognize that we do need to find ways for people to ease back into a bit more of a normalcy living, though I think it's going to be definitely a new normal. Things are not going to go back to the way they were. But we got to be smart about it. Really need to make sure we're working together, that we're giving clarity to business, giving them the guidelines they need, providing them with the resources they need, so that personal protective equipment, providing grants to be able to help them put the important stuff in place. So I think overall, the phased approach is a reasonable one, and the way the government has sort of set it up as terms of which businesses. Maybe there's some concerns there. I've heard people talk about, they didn't feel that hairstyling and barbering needed to be in the first phase. I've heard from folks who are concerned that things like acupuncturists or doulas or massage therapists are held off to a later phase. So there's probably room for some discussion there. But overall, I think the most important thing is that government is providing clear support, that we have clear guidelines available before we make announcements and before we take each step, and that we have clear guidelines available for Albertans so they understand what they need to be doing to protect themselves.
Well said, Sir David. Thank you. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks so much for inviting me.
Thank you very much. Thank you for
all right.
Okay. Be safe.
Have a great night.
Guys, we're just going to go to a 1-minute commercial break once again, and we'll be right back. Thank you again, David.
Excellent. It was good.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
All right, take care. Are you doing okay there, Sir Nicky?
Okay.
I think we're gonna be talking. Yeah. Are we not off? Are we off? Okay, good.
All right, all right. Welcome back. Welcome back here at Sports State. With me is
I know. It's okay. Yep. Yep. Yeah. That's funny. You know.
Bigla namang nawala.
Oh
Tumalon ba?
my.
Tumalon si hello,
Oh,
hello. Once again, and welcome back here at the Fort Estate. With me tonight is Sir Nikki Gokwan, and syempre, we have an honorable Mr. Zaldi Patron, ang congen ng ating province, Alberta and Saskatchewan. How are you doing, sir?
welcome.
I'm good. Good evening, Carlos. Good evening, Nick. And to all the listeners of TalaLuvzRadio. Thank you for this opportunity to guest in your show.
Yeah, we're very honored to have you, Conjen Patron. Uh, we understand that the government has a lot of work done and programs that can help our temporary foreign workers. Can you share to us some of the programs that the government has done for COVID-19?
Yes, Nick, no? We mentioned in our Facebook page, we made an announcement about this DOLE AKAP program. No? DOLE stands for the Department of Labor and Employment. AKAP stands for Abot Kamay, ang pagtulong for OFWs. This is the financial assistance program of the Philippine government for all temporary foreign workers all over the world. They will be given the equivalent of 200 US dollars if they are a temporary foreign worker or TFW that was displaced due to COVID-19. And in Alberta and Saskatchewan, the agency that manages that DOLE ACAP is the Polo Vancouver. Polo stands for our Philippine Overseas Labor Office, which is based in Vancouver, but has jurisdiction also over Alberta and Saskatchewan, which are the two provinces under the Philippine Consulate General in Calgary.
So, Consul General, can you tell us how many temporary foreign workers do we currently have in Alberta right now and Saskatchewan?
We do not know the exact statistics, Nick. No? We know, for example, in Cargill, there are about maybe 19 TFWs. No? But in total, we don't have that data as of now. But we know, based on our interaction with the Filipino community, that there are a number of temporary foreign workers here working in such industries as, of course, healthcare, retail, and agriculture, including the meat processing plants. No? Alberta has the two biggest meat processing plants in the whole of Canada. That is Cargill in High River and JBS in
Brooks.
Brooks, Alberta.
Brooks.
That's right. And in fact, as of May 6, Polo Vancouver has already informed us that 213 TFWs have already submitted their applications for Dole ACAP.
That
And
is
out
good.
of, yes, you know, but that includes British Columbia. No?
Okay.
But when I
Out-
asked about the data for Alberta and Saskatchewan, it turned out about 88% of the 213 applications are from Alberta and Saskatchewan. So Alberta has the largest number with 177 applications, and then 10 in Saskatchewan. So based on that number alone, 213, 88% of the applications came from Alberta and Saskatchewan. We can say that there are indeed many TFWs here in Alberta, Saskatchewan. No? And we would like them to take this opportunity to avail of this financial assistance program. No? Kasi sayang din, no? This is an addition to what they will be receiving from their employer and from the federal government, no? Under the Canada Emergency Response Benefit, and even from the provincial government if they are eligible to receive those benefits.
Console. Yung ano po, yung the ACAP or yung tulong po na binibigay na $200 US dollars sabi niyo po. May I ask kung saan po nanggagaling yung funds?
From the Philippine government.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yes.
I think that's
Very good.
Yeah, I think that sounds like a first.
Yeah. So, as you may know, the Philippine government, no, under the Duterte administration, is also giving financial assistance for affected families and individuals in the Philippines. No? So, sabi nga sa latest news, about 1.4 trillion pesos yun naka-allocate, no, for assisting Filipinos affected by COVID-19. In addition to that assistance being given to Filipinos in the Philippines, our government is also giving assistance, financial assistance for the temporary foreign workers.
Yeah, which is a very good thing kasi napakahirap ng sitwasyon ng temporary foreign worker being in a foreign country, and then itong tinatawag natin na COVID-19 is an unprecedented event globally that has affected a lot of people, right?
Tama, Nick. And the beauty of this program, Nick, even if one has become irregular, no? Pumasok dito as a TFW, but somehow unemployed now and irregular ang status, no? They can still apply for this DOLE ACAP for as long as their initial entry here in Alberta and Saskatchewan was as TFW.
Sir, paano naman po sila how can they apply for this?
There is a form. There is a form that they have to fill up, and there are there are certain supporting documents that they have to send, no, to Polo Vancouver, and they can just send them by email. We released an advisory last May 6. No? We have issued already 2 advisories to our public here in Alberta and Saskatchewan about this, encouraging eligible TFWs to apply. So the email address of Polo Vancouver is stated in that advisory.
Yes, nakita ko nga po yan. So that's, ano po yung ulit yung Polo? I think it's said.
Philippine Overseas Labor Office.
Correct. Yeah. So for anybody that's watching us right now, especially if you're a TFW, ayan po, meron po tayong tulong na nanggagaling from our motherland sa Philippines. Yan po ang tulong na nanggagaling sa atin. So if you can and you can qualify for this, I think we should invite them to receive this extra help that's out there.
Yes, Carlos, no? That's why I'm taking all the opportunities and the avenues to inform our community about this. Last May 11, Monday, I had an online forum with the Filipino community leaders, and May 12 with the members of the Filipino Canadian media, and now in your program. Because we want to disseminate the information. No? Sayang, no? And we know that many of our kababayans are not aware about these benefits that they can apply for. No?
And Consul, I know meron po tayong tourist na bumisita dito sa Alberta and nakakuha po ng, unfortunately, nag-pass away because of COVID-19. And I understand that your office has worked hard to help this tourist. And paki-explain niyo po kung anong nangyari at kung anong tulong po ang natanggap at anong mga measures na tinulong niyo po.
Well, yeah, you are referring to the late Armando Saliegue, no? 71-year-old
Yes.
tourist in High River. His son works in Cargill, which has an outbreak of COVID-19. No? So unfortunately, he passed away, recently because of COVID-19. So we are in touch with the family. I personally have talked to the daughter-in-law, Marcy, and I've given her information on, first of all, how to report the death of her father-in-law to us, no? Which is required, no, for making any transactions in the Philippines. If the family is entitled to claim death benefits, no, kailangan duly reported yung death ni Mr. Saliegue sa Philippine Consulate General, so we can transmit the report to the Philippine Statistics Authority. Second, of course, there is a request for some form of financial assistance. So I gave her the information and the form. I guided her how to go about this. So we are waiting for the submission of these documents so that we can endorse it to the Department of Foreign Affairs in Manila.
So far hindi pa po naibigay sa inyo yung dokumento po?
Yes, but we are very thankful to the Filipino community and to the local government of Alberta, because I understand that they also extended help to the family.
That's really good, really good. And since you mentioned po na extended help, may I ask kung yung ito pong tulong ng DOL AKAP, is this one time parang relief, or is this like parang the CERBs and the EIs na it's basically monthly? Is this a one-time $200 po or
Yeah, thank you, Carlos, for that question. It is just one time, no? So
Very
it's
good.
not a CRB like you can apply for 4 months. Every month you will submit your application, and that you can receive this monthly financial benefit. In our case, it's just one time. If you're given once, then that's it. But I understand that the Office of Workers Welfare Administration, or OWA, also extends assistance to those laid off, TFWs laid off, but at the same time tested positive for COVID-19. So in addition pa yon to what they will get from DOLE AKAP.
Exactly. And appreciate that. Thank you very much. And Sir Zaldi or Sir Nicky, meron ka pa bang question sa ating Consul General?
Yeah, Consul, just a final thing on the outbreak in both meat plants, right? Alam ko sa sa Cargill, 70% po doon Filipinos, I understand, and out of that 70%, ilan po ang tinamaan doon na na Filipinos po?
their Cargill management is not saying that, no.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So there's no declaration. You must understand that there is a privacy law here in
Yes.
Canada, so they respect that as well, no. On our part, we've talked to some community leaders in High River, no. We have, we do not exactly know how many are from Cargill, but in High River, we have monitored maybe about 200, no, who tested positive for COVID-19. So these are
Yeah.
Filipinos, no. So they may be Cargill workers or household members of
Yes.
Cargill workers, or non-Cargill workers but just residents of High River.
And because of this leads to my question, Conjen. Ano? I know this is an unprecedented event, but temporary foreign workers, marami na pong mga bagay na nangyayari. Ano? Like, for example, accidents, nagkasakit, maraming mga ganun na bagay. Ano pong mga programa ang meron ang gobyerno so far? Are they required to get insurance or once they come to the country?
Well,
Work?
first of all, meron tayong work contract, di ba? If
Yes.
they pass through the POEA accredited recruitment agencies, and their contracts were verified first by Polo, there
Yes.
are minimum provisions there that our government is ensuring that are present in the contract. So that is for their protection. So for instances like this, no, they get sick, or they get you know uh,
In an
reduced working hours, no, there are benefits that they should be receiving. So that's why it's
From the
very
employer
important.
po.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
from on the part of the employer, di ba?
Yes, yes. The part of the employer.
Kasi nga, especially ang Cargill, we know that it hires Filipino workers from the Philippines, no, through an accredited POEA recruitment agency. So we can easily follow up with that agency in the Philippines if those provisions are being met.
Thank you.
That's
Well,
I
thank
actually
you
didn't
very
know
much.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very informative, sabi ko. I didn't know that that there's such thing na ganun nga ng mga syempre, which is it only makes sense na syempre as a employer, di ba? Talagang dapat meron tayong seguridad, di ka nga, or security.
Para ma-secure yung mga employees natin, no. As you know, it's really very hard to get out of the country before anything else. Ang dami mong paperwork na ginagawa, laki na ng gastos ng temporary foreign worker, ano? Alam naman natin po yan, at hindi kaila yan, no? So, it's a good thing, and maraming salamat kay Conjen Patron that it has brought to our attention na ito, may mga temporary foreign worker tayo, marami sila. At may mga benepisyo naman na binibigay ang Cargill and JB, which is very important.
Yes. Yes, and we really appreciate your time, Consul General. One last word po sa ating mga viewers kung meron po kayong gustong sabihin, or go ahead po.
Unang-una, gusto ko magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga kababayan natin sa Alberta, Saskatchewan that are cooperating with the local authorities, no, in terms of containing this COVID-19 pandemic. We are now on stage 1 here in Alberta, except in Calgary and Brooks, no? And Saskatchewan already declared its stage 1 last May 4, no? Earlier than Alberta. So I'm appealing to everyone to continue to observe the physical and social distancing that are being requested from the community, from the population, and also to practice the health measures, hygiene that are being advised or encouraged, no, by local authorities. Second, gusto ko magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga individual at mga organisasyon na tumutulong sa mga COVID-19 positive Filipinos and community. I've talked to a number of them, individuals and organizations. They're delivering goods, food, supplies to our community members in High River, in Brooks, no, in Calgary. So I can really see the bayanihan spirit among us now. No? So this is a very important support. No? Sabi nga ng mga taga High River na nakausap ko, no? Help continues to come to them even if they're not asking for it, no? So
Yes.
nakita mo yung innate na character ng Filipinos na if one of us is in this very dire situation, we really reach out to them. On Sunday, there's a group of Filipinos who will drive to Brooks, no, just to deliver food and supplies. And 2 weeks ago, there was another one group that went to Brooks, no, and Brooks is 186 kilometers away. And we also know the initiatives of our community in Banff, in Canmore, no? They're also doing the same. And here in Calgary and also in Edmonton, no?
And
There are a lot of organizations, individuals that are doing that assistance also.
by the way, sorry to ano po interrupt, pero I just remembered about a week or two ago, yung ang ating Fort McMurray, and di ba po marami din tayong mga Filipinos dyan. Were we able to do any support for our fellow country people?
Yeah, so you were referring to the Fort McMurray flooding, di ba?
Yes, yes.
So when it happened, we immediately contacted our community leaders in Fort McMurray and checked on the condition of our community there. No?
Opo,
Because
opo, opo.
we know that they were evacuated
Nice.
because of the flood, no? And we gathered information that they were receiving provisions, no? Enough provisions. And then on, I think May 4, if I'm not mistaken, the provincial government of Alberta announced a financial assistance for those affected by the flood. No, and so we made an advisory about that, informing our community members to apply for this financial assistance. And then there were a handful of Filipinos who also contacted the Philippine Consulate General to inquire if they could receive additional assistance from the Philippine government. And so we asked them to submit certain documents to us and accomplish a form, the Assistance to National form. So we're waiting for them to complete the submission so we can endorse them to the Department of Foreign Affairs.
Ganun po, ganun po. And actually, that's why I was gonna go back doon po sa ating, sa Dole ACAP, di ba? So I don't know if they were actually being entitled for that help also. So yun lang po, that's where I was leading to that. So
yeah, Dole ACAP is really for those affected by the COVID-19.
COVID only,
Yeah,
okay.
so this one is a different natural disaster. This is
There we go, there we go.
yeah.
So, Conjen, maraming salamat po sa pagpaunlak sa amin dito sa TalaLuvzRadio Worldwide. Kami po ay natutuwa na marami po kayong natutulungan na mga kababayan natin, especially ang ating mga TFWs na talaga naman kailangan ng suporta, because it's really hard, for any foreign worker to be working in another country. And naninibago ka na sa weather, naninibago ka na sa maraming bagay, and then ito pang COVID-19 ang inabot nila.
Yeah, salamat Nick. So I'm appealing to everyone who listened to our discussion. If you know of any temporary foreign worker in your community, please encourage them to follow the Facebook page of the Philippine Consulate General. It's Philippine Consulate General in Calgary. And then look for our advisories about this Dole ACAP. The application form is there already. They can just download it. The supporting documents are listed there. And the email address of Polo Vancouver is also there. So they should submit their application directly to Polo Vancouver.
Carlos, any final words?
And syempre po, as you know already, TalaLuvzRadio is syempre will be supporting you to anything that we can help you with. And the first time po na na-meet ko to si ating Consul General. Talagang alam ko, saludo ako dyan. Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat din, Carlos,
Salamat.
Nick, and Sherry Ann for all that you're doing for our community and for helping us in the Philippine Consulate General.
There we
Thank
go.
you, sir.
Thank you.
Let's
Salamat.
stay safe.
Buhay
Stay
kayong
safe.
lahat.
Have a
Stay
good night.
Bye-bye.
Have a good night.
All right. And
So,
we'll go for a quick
quick break.
break, and we'll be right with you. See you in a few. Thank you again, sir.
Thank you, Travis. Pleasure.
All right, here we go. We are back here at the
We're
40.
back.
My name is Carlos Santillan, and my partner right here is Sir Nikki Gokwan. How are you doing, sir?
Good, good. How are you? So, Carlos, I heard we have some good news with regards to our biggest bet for an NBA player that's coming from the Philippines. Paki-share mo nga.
You know what? I'm really, really, really excited with this kasi parang, ang tagal na eh. We're overdue eh. Diba? Parang we reached it, inaano ko lang, tinitis ko lang sila. They don't know what's going on yet. Pero we came so close years ago to having the very first pure born Filipino basketball player, and his name, I'm sure everybody's heard of him. He's 7'2" tall. Okay, he's got quite a build. His name is Kai Soto. I'm sure you've heard of Kai Soto, Sir Nick.
Oh, yes, yes. Kai Soto. During my time, inabutan ko yung tatay niya naglalaro sa PBA, ano. So the young kid is very, very good. I've never seen a 7'2" who can dribble that good.
That can move, that can shoot, that can, I think ang kailangan lang niya is a little physicality, but I know for a fact na he was doing some training up in Atlanta for 1 full year. And guess what? This is our headline, and this is our breaking news for our sports. So si Kai Soto po, everybody, just yesterday, he was signed to G League. Yan po ang ating, kumbaga sa atin
Farm League.
Farm League yan, definitely. Ayan po, G League na po ang dating D League ng NBA. Yan po yan. So, again, we're very, very excited po for Kai Soto. He was signed, and you know who signed him? He was a former NBA player, and he is, I think it's Sharif Abdul-Rahim. And so,
Yeah.
again, I'm really, really excited for this young buck, Kai Soto. Man, congratulations. And I can't wait.
Congratulations.
I can't wait. I can't wait. Like I said kanina, di ba, we're overdue. Ang basketball is, as you and I, ang basketball talaga is, it's inside us, it's within us, it's in our blood almost.
Yes, yes. Nasa puso ng mga Pilipino. Basketball player, despite the fact na maliliit tayo, no? But Filipinos have always been passionate about basketball. And I believe Kai Soto is the first one to really make it to the G League.
Yes, again, there was so many people. There was so many that were so close. Bobby Parks was the other one. Yung anak niya, I forgot his son's name. He was also signed sa D League a few years ago.
Yeah.
A few years ago, pero he's half Filipino, di ba?
Yes.
Now we're here, and again, we're going to be representing a full-born na native-born ng ating country nga na Philippines, di ba? So, ito, very, very excited for Kai Soto. And by the way,
I'm just gonna talk about him a little bit more. You know, a lot of the times, pag merong mga magagaling na basketball player, they always compare them to somebody.
Exactly.
Diba? You remember that, diba? Parang when they first saw Kobe Bryant, diba? Oh, here we go, a kid with such a swagger, with so many things that parang comparison within the Michael Jordan. Pero ito ngayon, nakikita nila, this kid is improving minute every minute, day after day. Si Kai Soto, wala silang na ang tawag dito na to compare it with. But from what I know also, from watching him, I can tell that he's been watching a lot of the legends, katulad ng mga footwork ni Hakeem Olajuwon.
Yes, exactly. And then kung titingnan mo, no, itong bata na to, hindi biro, very talented, 7'1" wingspan, 9'4" standing reach. Talagang, and pag nakita mo karamihan sa mga pinagdaanan natin at nakikita natin na big man ang tinatawag natin sa Philippine basketball, it's always been they're tall, they're lanky, but they're slow, right? And if not, they can't dribble, they can't pass the ball properly, and they can't shoot. And with Kai Soto, oh my, this kid can shoot.
Yes, indeed. And again, I'm sure the almost 200 million Filipinos around the world is very, very excited for this young buck. So again, I think we're going to be off for a good ride once he makes it to the big league, the NBA. So, and hopefully he can sustain his health. Syempre, alam mo naman natin yan, basketball, injury is a big part. So, I mean, we're not wishing him any bad luck whatsoever. We want to wish him the best of everything. And sana ito na.
Yeah, sana he will, keep himself safe all the time, right?
That's right. And by the way, Sir Nicky, did you know that naka-overtime na tayo?
Yeah. The first overtime that we had. So, honestly, it's been a wonderful night with our special guest, MLA Edmonton MLA City Center David Chapard of the NDP, as well as Philippine Consulate General Saldi Patron. It's been an honor.
It is. It has been a great fourth state talk here live at TalaLuvzRadio, and I just want to invite everybody that's watching us and listening to us live all over the world that we are the home of the stars where love resides. Dito lang po yan at TalaLuvzRadio. We are gonna see you again, and you can hear us again next week, Friday po, syempre, from 30 to 9:30. We'll be bringing in some more syempre interviews na makakausap natin dito. So just watch out for that. And Sir Nicky, let's invite them for a few of TalaLuvzRadio shows.
Yes, definitely. Ang TalaLuvz is, we have a lot of choices. Obviously, during Thursdays, TalaLuvzRadio, makinig kayo. And kung hindi nyo naman inabutan, worldwide na tayo eh. So anytime. At may app. Let's talk about the app pala. Napakaganda ng app na yan.
Yes, definitely. You can go on MyTuner, and actually you can download this to your any devices. You can download. It's an app. So go to MyTuner, look up TalaLuvzRadio. You can be going on a long drive. You can be in your smart TV. You can be anywhere, and you can listen to us live on that device. And also every Thursday, nga po, sabi ni Sir Nicky here, Thursday every 7 to 8 p.m. po yan, 94.7 FM. And also Fridays we have
Fridays.
7:30 to 8 o'clock. Meron po tayong Sayi TV, so meron po tayo niyan. And also top 40 hits. Sir Nicky, ito yung mga favorite songs mo to, pinapatugtog ng ating one and only DJ na si DJ Sherry Ann. Yes, every Saturday po yan. Makinig po tayo 4 hours straight.
Wow.
Nothing but good music, people.
Nothing but good music. And don't forget the Kikay on Monday.
Oh, syempre.
Girls. Oh, naman.
Girls na.
Aba hindi pwedeng kalimutan yun.
Definitely. Every Monday yan. Napapanood mo ba yan?
Lunes.
Napapanood mo ba yan?
Oo naman, Lunes.
Huwag niyo kakalimutan ng Kikay Girls. 7 to 8 p.m. din yan. At saka syempre, one more thing is Sunday of Praise po. Every Sunday.
Sunday of Praise.
Sunday of Praise. Meron po tayong show, Sunday of Praise, with your host, the one and only, Sherry Ann. So, Sir Nicky, it has been a great talk with you tonight.
It has been a great night.
Yes, I think we're up for another surprise next week. Next Friday, we're just gonna keep doing it big.
Yes, and salamat sa mga nanood before the state with Carlos Santillan and Nikki Gokwan. We are signing off and maraming salamat. Stay healthy and keep social distancing.
Ayun, no? Ayan, no?
There you go.
All right. You people take care, be safe, and syempre have a nice long weekend. Victoria Day long weekend po natin. It's May long, ika nga, di ba? So, anyways, next Friday ulit po.
Sa susunod.
Sa susunod.